Good evening, everyone. My name is Todd Scholl. I serve as the lead learner of the SCEA's Center for Educator Wellness and Learning, and we call ourselves COOL for short. You can learn all about us right here on the website, www.cool.us, at cewl.us. There you're going to find all the live streams that we create and all the content that we produce, including all of our work that we do with induction teachers led by Dr. Marcella Weinsnyder. And of course, we would not be here without a grant from NEA and our affiliation with the South Carolina Education Association. And if you are interested in joining the greatest advocacy organization in the state of South Carolina, you can go to jointhescea.org right now and do that. Get your liability coverage lined up, along with all the benefits that you get from being a member of three different organizations: the National Education Association, the SCEA, and your local association. And we feel it's important to advocate on all three levels because you need to advocate in your school, in your district. You also need to advocate at the state level, where those laws come down from the state house and policies come from the state house that make your way to your district and to your school. And then at the national level, of course, all those federal policies that make their way to the state house and then eventually to your school and district. So if we're missing any one of those three tiers, we're really missing out. And we are the only organization in South Carolina where educators, all folks who work in a public school building, can join a union and advocate at all three of those levels. Well, tonight we are going to be talking about advocating for early career educators. We have an amazing initiative called SEEN, which stands for the South Carolina Early and Noble Educators. And we've got three leaders from that organization with us tonight: Brianna, Tyler, and Delonte. And they are going to tell us all about it. First of all, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good in yourself, Mr. Todd.
I'm very good. I'm very good. I am done with the cold weather. I'm ready for springtime. I think we're 2 weeks away, maybe around 2 weeks away from
Yeah, it's
getting some
close.
some daylight back in our evenings, and hopefully things start warming up. But I'm doing well, other than the cold that I'm pretty sick of. But what I'd like to do is go around and we'll introduce yourselves, tell us where you work, what you do, and what your role is with SEEN.
Okay, well, I'll start. I am Brianna Millage. I am the chair of the scene committee for the SCEA. I am a sixth grade science teacher at the Sullivan Middle School in Rock Hill, South Carolina. This is my 5th year teaching.
Hi, I'm Tyler Gross. I'm the co-chair for SEEN. I am a third-year school librarian in Marion County. I work at Marion Intermediate School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Delonte Huff. I am a special education teacher within the Darlington County School District. I am in my 5th year of teaching, and I am the secretary of the SEEN committee.
Great. So, why don't we start here with folks who may not be aware of what SEEN is? I know there was a name change maybe a couple of years ago. Let's start off. What is SEEN? What do y'all do? What's your mission?
So, SEEN is the South Carolina Early and Noble Educators. We are focused on helping, recruiting, impacting. So, we have an acronym. It stands for RISE: Recruit, Impact, Support, and Educate our early career educators. That's from the ages 0 to 10, or not ages, the experience of 0 to 10 years in the classroom or out of the classroom. We service ESPs, we service support staff or classroom teachers, support staff, anybody that works with students. We support them in our organ or committee, I should say. We are doing a lot with figuring out how to advocate for ourselves as early career educators and teaching others how to do so, as well as having a community, building a community for our early career educators, building that community where we can say, hey, I'm having a rough day. How can you give me strategies or something to help us as, early career educators? Because data shows that most teachers leave the educational, um, I guess, organization program at after in between the 5 to 8 year mark. So we're trying to foster those teachers in here to stay, be passionate about what they already signed up to do. So yes.
Yeah, there is a vulnerability there. I think what happens is people come out of whatever pathway they took to get into the classroom, and they get there, and they're sometimes the reality of what they envision for the career isn't matching up with what they're
Mhm.
actually experiencing. And maybe there's even like opportunities to go in other careers or family situations that come up or just stressful situations that they're encountering and not always getting that mentorship or that support that they need. And this is why I think scene is so important and the work that we're doing at Cool with induction teachers, because there
Mhm.
is that vulnerability when you're a relatively new teacher,
Mhm.
and sometimes you don't know where to turn. Um, Tyler or Delante, did you have anything else you wanted to add about sort of the mission and the purpose of Scene?
I think another part that we really focus on is making sure once you're out of those 0 to 10 years, like, still partnering with the SCA and going into other committees or helping newer educators. We're also trying to work closely with the college age students, so once they graduate, they have somewhere to turn to. That was I know for myself, I started with the SCA in college, so it was reassuring to know once I graduated, I already had someone to go to. It wasn't, this, like, in between of I have to wait to teach a few years to get support, like, I can get support within my first day of teaching.
Right. Delante?
And another component of what our work with SEEN does is also working with early career educators to help foster servant leadership within our early career educators. Oftentimes, when individuals think of leadership or servant leadership, they automatically think of the title principal, superintendent, or team lead. But helping early career educators understand that you are a leader within your classroom, you are a leader within your building. Just because you don't have the said title of a leader doesn't mean that you are not a leader. And just
Mhm.
connecting them with different resources, professional developments that foster that development of leadership.
I think that's such a powerful statement there, Delante, that you don't need a title to lead. And I think that's a misconception that a lot of people have, especially early career educators,
Mhm.
that if I don't have a title, how do I lead? And there's so many different ways that you can do that by finding your voice. And like you said, you're leading your classroom for sure every day, but there are a multitude of ways to lead within your school and your district that don't require you going and getting another degree or getting another title or getting anybody's permission really. And I love the fact that you talk about sort of creating a platform that cultivates that perception of themselves as a leader early on in their career, because we need them to continue to develop those leadership skills as they become veterans. Let's talk a little bit about how Scene specifically supports early career educators.
Oh. Well, we are doing a lot of new things that's going on. We are actively having upcoming events. We are currently having, I'm gonna let Delante tell you more about our events. But we're doing different events where we're building community, building that support. We're having partnerships with Cool as far as having like different, I guess, conferences, different sessions. We're promoting different resources for professional development, just different things of that nature. We're just continue to support them through just that community aspect, having helping them understand that they're not alone in this process of being a teacher. They have other people to support and talk to.
That's really powerful. Some folks out there might feel kind of alone or isolated, and to have a statewide network of other early career educators that you can lean on and talk to and share your ideas and also learn from is so important. Then that idea of collective support is really important, so folks don't feel so alone. And I know there's a lot of folks teaching in very rural districts or very small districts and may be one of just a handful of early career educators in the entire district. Tyler and Delante, did you have anything you wanted to
Um,
add to that?
yes, sir.
Um
Um, Okay, I'll go ahead. So I was just gonna kind of reiterate what Bree said. In addition to the professional development opportunities that we offer individuals that are part of Scene, we also have an initiative where we're hitting the road of Scene. So it's our goal to hit every region of South Carolina with some type of social event or outing. Todd, as you said, there are a lot of educators, regardless of what path they took to get into the classroom, who may be in rural areas or maybe even larger areas and maybe do feel isolated. There are teachers that go through depression, just being real. And if you are a new teacher and you don't really know anyone, it would be beneficial to, meet some people who are around your age or around your experience level in the classroom and be able to connect with them and just share resources and share ideas to help better prepare and equip our children of South Carolina.
Great. Tyler?
Yes, I have some more information on our events. So as of right now, we have 3 events that we're really excited about. The first one is March 6th through 7th. So next Friday, Saturday, we're going to be helping work with the SEA for their upcoming conference. And we will have 2 speakers that are specifically coming to talk to 0 to 10-year educators about managing your time and managing resources and just who you can speak to in your district or at the state level when you need support. We also have our general body meeting March 11th at 6 p.m. And Tom, actually, you'll be speaking with us about mindfulness for educators. And we're excited to be able to share with educators how can you take a job that can be very stressful and demanding and still find pieces of the day to just have for you. And then our final event, which Delonte touched on with our getting on the scene and going across the state, is our PD meetup event in Florence on March 21st from 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock at Seminar Brewing. And we'll have the committee members there and some other members from the SEA who can speak more about the resources we have in place and also just answer any questions that you have. And even though this is in the PD area, we're opening it to anyone in the state that wants to come travel and spend those 2 hours with us, bringing up any concerns you have, sharing good news that's going on in the classroom. And we'll have some more events coming up throughout the rest of the year that we're excited to share too.
That's exciting. And I'm really looking forward to speaking with you in a couple of weeks. I always enjoy sharing on that topic. Are there any other events that you wanted to mention, or I know the March 6th or 7th, I'm going to put that flyer up there kind of in the middle of us awkwardly so folks can scan it if they want to. This is the Transforming Education from Equity to Excellence, the conference we're doing in Columbia. It's at our headquarters in West Columbia for anyone who's interested. I know they're doing work with ESPs, I think, on the 6th, and then this conference will be held also on the 7th. So folks can scan that code right there to register if they're interested in learning more. So hopefully people will take advantage of that. Now, do people have to be a member of the SCEA to go to these events?
So specifically the conference that we're interacting with, you do not have to specifically be a member there. If you are a member, it is free for members for the conference, but if you're not, it is a $25 fee that just covers like food and resources and materials that you might need. So specifically that one, you do not have to be a member. For our PD event, you don't have to be a member neither. We're looking to help you understand why our membership was very, very important for us, as well as like understand how we can support you being a member and being, just a teacher friend. And then our general body meeting, you don't have to be a member neither. But if you are a member, we want to still connect with you. For our general body meeting, we just kind of give you more information about this, the SCA, what a scene is as far as a committee under the SCA, just little things like that. So it's open to all individuals who are just willing to connect and have community with the educational system.
Go ahead, Tyler. I think you were.
I was gonna say, and our hope is that if you're not a member, you come to our events and to our meetings, and that you find a reason to join the SCA. We've had a lot of people who came. We had a meetup last year in May in Rock Hill, and it was amazing for us because we had a lot of people who weren't even aware of what the SCA was, let alone that there was someone who was like more specifically in charge of helping those earlier career educators. And we had a few people join that day. So while it's not a requirement to be a member, we do hope that these meetings will bring more membership to the SCA and just make it more aware that there is a specific committee designed to support the newer educators.
Excellent. So we didn't say we were going to discuss this, but you brought it up. I want to just ask you, each of you, Um, for an early career educator who maybe thinks, I don't know if I want to join an advocacy organization. I don't want to pay the dues, and I'd rather save that money and maybe get a Hulu subscription or something like that, uh, or just try to survive and pay bills with the price of things going up so much. Um, can you tell a little bit about how you've benefited from membership and why you would encourage even a person in their first year to consider joining the SCEA?
Well, I can go ahead and start. The SCA has been instrumental to me in my career, essentially. It has provided me many opportunities for leadership, many opportunities for just professional development, many opportunities for networking. I actually joined the SCA as a college student, didn't really know much about it. My first year in teaching, one of my mentors was like, "Brianna, you need to join. You need to join." I was like, um, I don't want to pay all that money. She was like, no, you need to join. So I trusted the process, joined, and I never left, honestly. I think that one of the biggest things that the SCA has taught me is advocacy. I don't have to be okay with what people are saying. I can advocate for me and my students in order to push forward what my vision is to make the positive difference based on my why for my students, not just for me. I think the SCA has helped me specifically just get out of my shell as far as like I'm a new teacher, I'm young, I'm this, but it has allowed me to it fostered my leadership abilities. It fostered me as a teacher, gave me the confidence that I didn't think I could have had if it wasn't for the people in my circle, the community that I've gained from the SCA. Just so much. It's if you're thinking about it, do it. Trust the process.
All right,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, I also joined in college. I joined my freshman year. I didn't know a lot of people in the College of Ed, so I thought originally it was just gonna be a good idea or a good way to get to meet professors and meet other um, people who were in the same program as me. And I worked my way up to being in leadership at the college level. And at the end of my senior year, I was invited to come to one of the they called it like an open house event at the SCA, and that's when I had spoken to leaders in the SCA about what it looked like to join at the teaching level. And I'd already known at that point I was leaving special ed to wanting to go into library. And I actually had been connected that day with Cassie Owens, who's still like a vital mentor. And just meeting other school librarians, which is like a very specific role, like every school only needs one. So there really wasn't anyone else to turn to in my school for like specific job questions. It opened up a door of possibilities for other people I could speak to for issues specifically related to the content I was teaching. And it's also allowed me to meet educators across the state. So all three of us work in districts that are not near each other. And it's been helpful to have people who are in the same range of teaching as me because there's not many new teachers in my district. Marion is much more rural and smaller than our neighboring district, so there's usually not a lot of people who come in to start their career in Marion. A lot of people come in retired or having some experience under their belt. So it was nice to be able to connect specifically with new teachers who were trying to figure it out, and many who are also in rural districts. So we just had a lot in common. And even this is my third year being in the SCA as an educator. And since then, I've opened up doors to leadership opportunities in my school. I've become a lot more confident in knowing that being a new teacher doesn't equate to having less leadership potential. Um, it's pushed me to really push for what my students deserve being in a smaller district and not just accepting you're in a smaller district, this is what your kids get, like pushing to get them the resources that they deserve and they might not have just because where we're located. And the SCA has just opened up even just leadership opportunities with the NEA to get my voice out there and know that I don't have to wait until I'm considered a veteran teacher to speak up. I can speak up within those first few years.
Excellent.
All right. So for me, I actually joined the SCEA my very first year of teaching. Um, how I really got connected with the SCEA. I have quite a few veteran teachers that are in my building, and I've always admired how they were able to advocate for the profession, advocate for the needs of students with such elegance and grace and poise. And that really attracted me to the organization. I began my career as a social studies teacher, so politics is one of those topics, subjects that I could talk about really all day. And just to know that there was an organization that will help you advocate for the profession and will help you advocate for the needs of your students, despite where they may be located in the state. As someone who I have met in the SCEA often says, what we allow is what will continue. So
Mhm.
just knowing, that we have a group of people across the state that are lobbying and that are advocating for the rights of teachers, that is what really drew me in. Oftentimes, you will hear people talk negatively about the profession. And if you're not careful as a beginning teacher, it can become
Mhm.
overwhelming and it can drain you. So
Mhm.
Mm.
having an association that is fighting, that is lobbying for you, it is crucial. Also being a part of the SCEA opened up the door for member benefits. Todd, you
Mhm.
talked about something very crucial, which is the teacher pay. It has improved over the last few years, and we are thankful for it. But as a beginning teacher, sometimes money can be tight. The member benefits really do help with things from car insurance, travel. So that was another part that really drew me in. So just knowing that, you have a sense of community, a group of people that are advocating for you, and those member benefits. That really is what drew me in, and I'm still here. Even working in a local that kind of had to be revived, and working with some great people there as well. So.
Excellent. Wonderful. Y'all should be do commercials for NEA. Uh, and affiliates around the country. Um, One of the cool things, so I was really thrilled when Dr. Marcella Weinsnyder agreed to become part of Cool and build out her brainchild, which is the Cool Induction Institute. And she's done several amazing things with that. One of them is the Cool Coaching Program, and I'm going to put the link to that up there. So this is for induction teachers in South Carolina in a public school. They can log on every Tuesday and Thursday night between 6 and 8 and get free one-on-one coaching at this web address that's on the screen, cool.us/coaching. They can log on anytime and they don't have to be members. Of course, as you mentioned, I think it's wise to become a member, but even non-members can join that program and get that free one-to-one online, no matter where they are, access to a coach who's not going to be biased. I mean, they're just going to give them the real feedback that they need. So there's that, but there's also something called Dear Cool Coach, which for those who maybe they don't want to commit to jumping into a Zoom call with a veteran educator online, they can write to y'all and get some advice. Can you tell us a little bit about Dear Cool Coach?
Tyler.
Okay. So every month there is Dr. Marcellus and I will pull some of more themes or common questions are asked and share it with us. And then we are given the opportunity to respond back. So I know this recent one was an international teacher wanting some support on how to bridge communication with families. And then we were given the opportunity to share either our personal experience of how we've navigated the same issue and also give ideas of who else they can reach out to. So it's kind of like Dear Abby, or like you used to write in and people would respond back in like the newspaper or in like the newsletter of like their support, but it's just purely educational. And like Todd said, it doesn't have to be from members. It just has to be any educator who really wants that support in those first few years. And every month it'll change up the theme or the question. And then Dr. Snyder will share out our responses so everyone can read it. And even if you're not the person who initially sent in the response, it'll also still be able to help other educators going through similar circumstances.
So how can if somebody has a question, how do they reach you?
So they can send their questions to scenereps@gmail.com and we'll be able to see them all there. And then there's also the cool coaching email that all those emails will be forwarded to us
Okay, and I think is that dear cool coach at
at Gmail.
gmail.com?
Yes, sir. Mhm.
Okay. So folks who are watching, if you need some advice and maybe you don't have time or you don't want to jump onto the free coaching sessions that we do Tuesday and Thursday nights, you can just open up an email right now and you can ask for advice at dearcoolcoach@gmail.com or scenereps@gmail.com. And I assume that if folks have other questions, not necessarily looking for advice, but how do I get connected with Scene, they can use this email that's on the screen,
Yes.
scenereps@gmail.com.
Mhm.
Great. Okay.
A little tidbit. Our first Dear Cool Coaching publishing question response will be posted before the end of March. So be on the lookout for that on our socials as well as Cool Coaching socials.
Great. So what have we not covered that you'd like to share with folks who are watching tonight?
I'm
We have an
excited.
Instagram.
We do have Instagram.
We post a lot on our Instagram. It's just Scene Reps.
Yes.
And so Instagram, just look up Scene Reps.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Great.
Follow us, get connected. I'm excited to build our community of early career educators, Scene members, as well as the SCA members. I'm just excited to see where we go from here. This is the starting. It's only up from here. We're excited to support individuals as much as we can.
Yeah, it's been exciting to see how much it's grown since Bree and I kind of helped get this running 3 years ago. When we first started, we didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into, and we were just excited as, first and second year teachers to be given the chance to have a voice when typically that voice is saved for veteran teachers. And it's just grown so much in the past 3 years to now where we're not just confident in what we've done, but we know that we can continue to make a big difference for teachers and for students in our state.
Delonte, any final words?
So my final word would just be, if you aren't a member of the SCEA, I encourage you to please join the SCEA. There are many benefits to being a member. Think of it like purchasing car insurance. We all have car insurance. You never know when something might happen and you might need that coverage. Think of the SCEA as your insurance, your liability. You never know when you might need us. So please consider joining. There are different activities, different things that are always going on with the SCEA. There's something for you to be a part of. So again, if you aren't a member, please consider joining the SCEA.
Excellent. Well, I want to say, first of all, thank you, the three of you, for your leadership. Seen as such an important committee and an important part of the SCEA in terms of our sustainability and making sure that we are targeting support specifically to those early career educators. And I know, having been in the classroom for about 15 years, this time of year in particular is tough. It's as we talked before we went on, it's cold this time of year, and it's the days are long, and and at this point, like a break's pretty far away. You got spring break coming up, but it's another 7 or 8 weeks away. This is the long stretch. I always said, like, if I can get through March Madness, like literally and physically, I mean metaphorically, March Madness, that if I can get to spring break, then I can make it the rest of the year. This is a challenging time of year, and appreciate that you took time out of your evenings to share some thoughts tonight, and that you're taking time out of your career to not just look at what you need, but to advocate and lead for others. And that it's such an important part of sustaining a great career in education. So thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Thank you. That was Brianna Millage, Tyler Gross, and Delonte Huff, all leaders in the SCEA's Scene, that's South Carolina's early and noble educators. And if you'd like to reach out to them, you can do that at scenereps@gmail.com. You can also join us at jointhescea.org and learn more about our organization. You don't have to be an early career educator. We have educators who are still in college, and all the way on up to veterans and retired folks, and folks who are not normally included in an advocacy organization. So we have members who are support professionals, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, front office staff. So if you are working in a public K-12 school, we want to invite you to join us at jointhescea.org. A couple of things I did want to mention before we sign off. One is, I mentioned this earlier, but please make sure if you are an early career educator and you need support, this is just a phenomenal program. It is called Cool Coaching. It's free. It's online. You can get one-to-one support every Tuesday and Thursday night. All you have to do is log on. Just go to the website, cool.us/coaching, CEWL.us/coaching. When you log on, and you can log on anytime between 6 and 8 p.m., you'll get put into a room with Angie, Stephanie, or Marcella. These are 3 veteran, amazing educators who have a lot of wisdom and experience to share with you and to help you with whatever your issue is. And they'll talk to you everything from classroom management questions to financial, like, questions around your pay and tips on how to, take good care of yourself, curriculum, all these things. And they can point you towards resources that you'll need to be successful. So I just want to make sure you're aware of that incredible program. I also wanted to make sure that I put this back up here, and you can pull out your phones if you can, and scan that QR code and register for our spring conference coming up March 6th and 7th. That'll be held at the SCEA headquarters in West Columbia, South Carolina. And we would love to see everybody there at that conference. I will be there. A lot of leadership will be there. So we hope that you'll come and get some amazing support and be able to share some ideas and connect with educators from around the state. So that's about all we have for tonight. Want to thank Delonte, Tyler, and Brianna for showing up tonight and sharing their ideas and telling us all about SEEN. We'll be back on March 4th, which I believe is that next Wednesday. I think maybe, yeah, with Mary and Laura Haney, and they're going to be talking about a special kind of professional development that they do. So you can check out the Facebook page of the SCEA and always learn about all the events that we have coming up. I do also want to highlight that we do have an Instagram page. So if you're an early career educator, I know Facebook isn't necessarily the jam for this younger generation. So if you're on Instagram, you go to the Instagram.com/the_SCEA_, or you can just search for the SCEA. You'll find it there. And then we're also on TikTok, TikTok.com/@the_SCEA. And you can follow us there, and all the amazing content that Alex is putting out there, Pete Stone, and several other people from the SCEA. So anyway, have a great evening, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Until then, wish you all a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Take care, everybody.
Together we learn, together we grow, together we heal, together we flow. Be cool, every teacher, every school. Be cool, every teacher, every school. Be cool, every teacher, every school.